Okay, hello everyone again. Hopefully I will be able to find this recording afterwards. But yeah, let's start. I'll just share my screen and we can go from there. So, cool. Can you see my screen? Is it good? Because it looks very strange. It's very strange for me, so I hope it's fine on your end. Um, um, cool, perfect. Yeah, I guess let's start then. So the first thing I just want to go over agenda. So I looked over the feedback from the last time, and people suggested that I include some agenda so you have like the general sense of what about like um, about the things we are going to talk about. So essentially, the first step we'll just review prototypes. Again, this is something that I received as feedback. Yeah, people just suggested instead of just talking about the project, I like create prototypes and show them to you. So essentially, yeah, we'll go over them and then explain. I will just briefly explain how you can contribute to the project with GitHub. Because after the session, so again, I will explain like Flutter basics, and also we hopefully will set up the navigation and like navigate. Yeah, we will be able to navigate between these different screens. So like when you click on a specific link, uh, and yeah, after that, I hope like you will be able to contribute something on your own, and yeah, maybe even um, during sorry, by the next session you will have something done as well. So yeah, and then yeah, we'll have a raffle item at the end. So yeah, this is just our brief agenda here. um cool, so let's start with the first item. So yeah, I created those prototypes, and yeah, I guess again, I will share a feedback form, and you can let me know how if you like those or no, or you want to change something. So again, I will value this feedback a lot. And then, so let's probably start. So again, just as a reminder to everyone here, or maybe if you hadn't been to the last session, essentially referral tracker app is and it will be an internal tool for Conestoga GDC Conestoga internal members and also our core team. With help of this app, if you refer your friend or like you refer multiple people, you will be able to earn coins, and with those coins you will be able to purchase additional prizes, right? So imagine if you like refer 20 people, you earn like 20 coins, and with those coins you can buy like some additional swag or some Google, I don't know, learning material or something like this. So this is like the whole idea, and let's probably like start with those designs, and we will just go walk through them. So the first one is just like a login screen. So again, we are starting our work. We will create only a web app first, and then later, with the help, again, since we are doing everything with Flutter, it should be it shouldn't be hard to make an Android or iOS app as well afterwards. But yeah, let's just focus on something on one thing for now. So yeah, the first one is just login screen. So whenever you like go to our app, you will have those two fields. So you will need to enter your student number and your password that you set up yourself. And then yeah, after you click login, you will be redirected to the dashboard. We'll take a look at this later. Again, if you like forgot your password, you can click here, or yeah, apply for a membership. You can apply here. So if you click on this apply for a membership, you will be redirected to this screen. And what it is, it's like a very similar form to CSI. And here we will, again, you will just enter your first name, last name, your email, your student number, password, and also if someone has referred you to and like suggested that you join the club, you enter a student number of that person, right? So if like your friend referred you, you would enter a student number of your referrer, and essentially, yeah, and it's optional, right? If no one had referred you, then you just don't put anything, and you click apply, and then again, you're registered and you can log in. So this is like general like authentication and membership application part. And now this is the first variation. The second variation I want to talk about, like I was discussing this with the core team as well. So I want to hear like your feedback as well. So and yeah, please like submit it in the form at the end of the session. So essentially, the second variation is we just have Google OAuth. So OAuth, it means like authentication with like a third party service. In this case, it will be like Google. So it's not our own authentication, right? We don't track like uh, different usernames and passwords. We like delegate the work to Google or some other service. And since it's like a Google Developer Student Club, I think like Google will be the most appropriate in this case. So yeah, we'll have just this button. And then if you want to apply for a membership, you also click here. So if you log in with Google, you just like it just the usual like flow. It will be like something similar to like what you probably saw on other websites, right? So if you like, I don't know, um, like even Figma here, right? I needed to log in with my Google account. So yeah, it will be like a similar experience. And like again, if you click on apply for membership, we wouldn't need to ask for that many details because like Google will provide all of these for us. So it will provide first name, last name, and email. And then password and confirm password are not necessary because again, we delegate the authentication work to Google. And then the only information we'll need is student number and refer student number. So essentially, um, we have after you so if you apply for a membership, you will need to authorize our app, allow this app, allow a referred tracker app to um, access your Google account. And after you do this, you will be redirected to this page, and we will just need to retrieve a few like extra. We will need to get some extra information. So in this case, it will be like a student number and a refer student number. And essentially, after you click apply, you are also like you become a member of the app, I guess. So yeah. Any questions about this part? So again, it will not. Those are two different variations, right? So this is the first approach we can take, right? So we have like just general like authentication with the username and password essentially. And the second approach is OAuth. So it's like delegate authentication to the third party service. In our case, is Google, right? So being completely honest, I think the second variation is better because it's like user experience might be better. And yeah, like you don't need to enter as much information as you would need to do with the first variant. So yeah, and again, you will be able to share your feedback at the end. But yeah, any questions on this part so far before I move on to the dashboard itself? Okay, let me ask: is it clear? Like, is it clear enough, or something was confusing? Cool. Uh, cool. Thank you for confirming. Uh, I guess yeah. Let's move on. So the next part. So after you log in, right? So either you apply for a membership and then you log in, or yeah, you just log in. You get redirected to this dashboard. So dashboard is essentially like it will be a table, a list of top members with the biggest scores. So essentially, like you will see top 10 probably, and then you will see like yourself at the bottom. So we will not show to you everything, just because I don't know, it might be too much information. So yeah, you would just see like the top users, and then probably you will see like yourself at the bottom. So for instance, like you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 10. And then if you're like 72nd, so you will be like 72, and then your name and number of coins you have, something like this. And then yeah, essentially just like general statistics, so you can see how active the other people are. And again, here you will have your number of coins displayed, and you can log out. And then if you click on the store, um, you will be able to like see the items, right? and then you can purchase them right away. So essentially, it will be like a checkout right away. I don't know if you use this service. It's called Steam, right? If I'm not mistaken. Essentially, like if you buy a game there, you need to check out right away, right? You don't have a card itself. You actually need like when you so probably instead of add to cart, it will be like checkout or like purchase. Okay, so like purchase, and then after you click on it, you will there probably will be like a small form or something, or even probably no, there will be probably a pop-up just confirming, are you sure you want to purchase this item? And then you, if it's like a t-shirt or something, you just select your size or whatever, and then yeah, you will after confirmation your coins will be deducted, and yeah, your order will be sent to the backend, like where the admin can process it, right, and then ship it to you, or probably leave it at the college or something like this. And yeah, I was going to work on the on the admin panel design, but I didn't have enough time, so apologies for that. But essentially, it will be like something similar, but it will have a little bit more things. So, like for instance, dashboard. So again, this is just old stuff, so it's not relevant here. If you click like, again, this is admin view. So if admin logs in, so admins are like core team members, so it's like me or Gavin or yeah, some of the executives of the club. So essentially, if we click on the dashboard, we will be able to see the full list. So not just like top 10 or something, we will be able to see all of the participants. If we click on store, we'll be able to add store items, or like restock, like change the number of available items, or I don't know, like add additional items or something like this. And then probably if we click like on add extra coins, it's like we would add additional coins to the people like who participated in hackathons or something like this, right? Because it cannot be automatically calculated with this app structure so far. And then probably another tab would be just orders, right? So if someone checks out, we need to see that the order um, is there, and then we can process it or like ship it or do something with it. So okay, so I see that. How is the score calculated? So the score is essentially your coins, right? So it will be like something similar to lead code, as I said last time. So essentially, it will be just if you refer someone. So again, like with the help of this form, we will be able to calculate the scores, right? So for instance, if you are like you imagine Gavin referred me to this club, right? And I want to become a member of this club. So when I go here, I enter my student number, and then here I enter Gavin's student number, right? So and after I click apply, Gavin will get a coin, right, or something like this, because he referred me. And with the help of this, like people can like earn those coins, right? So for instance, if I refer 10 people and they enter my student number here, right, I will earn 10 coins in total, right, after they apply. So something like this. I hope it answers your question. And then how safe is this? We give our student ID to other people. Can we use a referral code? Yeah, exactly. Actually, that's an issue that I also thought about. Yeah, it will not be a student number. It will be something like, a unique ID or something like your user ID or username or whatever, something unique, but not a student number. Yeah, I totally agree that this is like a sensitive information essentially. It's like your passport number, right? So you wouldn't want to give it to everyone. So yeah, that's essentially it. So the first part is covered. Do you have any questions? So yeah, we completed this thing. Yeah, do you have any questions before we move on to the GitHub part? Okay. I guess I will move on then. So I see some of you already like starred this repo. So like what we did last time, we created a simple app, GDSC. Sorry. referral tracker. So this is an app that we did last time. So it's deployed, right? So everyone can access it. But now it's just the default Flutter app, and hopefully we'll change it a little bit today. So and here is a repository for this. So essentially, uh, this I will probably drop it in the chat as well. Okay. So yeah, you can start it. So if you start it, it will be like bookmarked under your GitHub account. Um, and essentially, yeah, I just want to briefly talk about the way you can actually like contribute to the project, right? So essentially, to do that, there is like a special like functionality. Let's call it this way. So GitHub fork. So a fork is a copy. So if you just read the definition, a fork is a copy of a repository that you manage. Forks let you make changes to a project without affecting the original repository. You can fetch updates from or submit changes to the original repository with pull requests. So essentially, if you want, so for instance, what I want this project to be, I just want to clarify to everyone. I want it to be like a community project, right? I don't want it to be like an app that I or the core team develops, right? And only like us will, only we work on that project. I want like everyone in the community to work on that and like contribute to it. And then again, you can put it in your resume, you know, you can say, oh, I developed this cool feature for this app or something like this, you know, or like I implemented some backend logic for this app. So I just wanted to be like an opportunity for you all to like showcase this project to your potential employer as well. And yeah, essentially, I just want to make it clear. So that's why I want um, to explain to you. I want to explain to you like how you can contribute, right? So if you go to this project, there is like at the top, there is this fork, right? Fork button, and if you click on it, you will be able to create a fork, right? So again, what is a fork? As we just read the definition of it, it's a copy of this repo. So it's a copy of the code that is on the GitHub, but it's a copy under your account, right? So it will not affect the original repository. It will be just changes under your copy of that repository, of the original repository. So yeah, you can just again here you can see that it already like says suggest my account, so my personal account, and then you can just again change the name of the repo. Yeah, and then you can just create fork. I will not do that because I have admin access to this one, but yeah, just so you know, you just click fork, you create a fork, and then you do some local changes. So sorry, you do like you work on that project on your computer, and then you push all, so you put all the changes, push all the changes to your fork, and then I hope we'll be able to create at the end of the session we will be able to create a pull request. It's called like PR. So PR is when you ask an admin of the repository to like merge your changes in, right? So for instance, again, you create a fork, and then I am as an admin, and then you can request me to merge your work in the original repository, right? So I just want to also do it at the end. So just again, I hope we will do some work now, and then I will show to you how to create a pull request. So you can see there is a pull request tab. And again, we will just do it a little bit later. So yeah, any questions on that part? Like, was it confusing or no? So explain how you can contribute to the project again. You just you create a fork, and then after this, again, I will explain at the end of the session. Hopefully, we'll have enough time, like how to create a pull request and how like you can ask me to merge your work. Okay, so yeah, any questions? Was it confusing at all? Yeah, sorry. I'm maybe for some of you it's boring. I just want to make sure that like everyone is on the same line because I know that there are a few students who are like very new to all of this. So since once you show an example, yeah, okay, sure. So yeah, in the mean, let's just go to the third step now. So basic Flutter concepts. So let me show you what we have so far. So again, what we did last time, we just created a simple app and we deployed it with Firebase. And this is like the default, the most default thing that you can get. And it doesn't have like anything crazy. It just all of the stuff that Flutter gave us right away. And again, we even didn't go over that last time, so that's why I like want to like go over those pieces and just explain what different components do, and just some basic terminology, right? That's used. And then after this, I want to like maybe do the simple exercise, like just display an image, and then we can do. Um, I'm actually not entirely sure if we'll have enough time. It's just like 1 hour session, so maybe we can go like right away to the navigation then, and then yeah, that's essentially the plan. Just to clarify, like so what we are going to use, if you go to the Flutter, so if you like even type in Google and a Flutter Cookbook, right? So Flutter Cookbook is essentially like a bunch of guidelines, and different demos and different examples that you can follow, like to create like specific features, right? So you can see you can do create animation, you can do some design stuff, you can do effects, you can create forms, you can work with gestures, you can put images, lists, navigation, like what we'll focus on today. Then like networking is like send different requests. And then yeah, all this stuff like testing and essentially I want you to use this resource when you like work on this project on your own. So again, I will drop maybe the link here in the chat as well. So again, after the session, if you want to explore some parts or like you want to add some feature to the app, you can just like use this cookbook, right? Um, and I will use it today just to demonstrate to you that it's like a good example, it's a good resource that you can use. So, and essentially, yeah, that's it. Um, like a small warning. It's been a little while since I worked with since I last worked with Flutter, so it's been like 2 months or something. So it will be like a little. I will need to have like a small refresher. I try to like um, dig around and like see different examples and different apps that I worked on earlier. But yeah, I I apologize in advance if I like mess something a little bit. So yeah, let's probably go ahead and start. So yeah, this is our Flutter project. Again, I didn't have like enough time last during the last session to explain like all of the things that we have in the Flutter project, but yeah, today I hope to do so. So like the let's go like from the beginning, right? So essentially the first file you need like to pay attention to is this. So again, this is your root, right? After you open your project, in this case in your IDE, I use Android Studio, and then if you go here, there is under lib, so like library, there is a main.dart file. So this is like the starting point of the application. This is where everything starts to run. And then there is a main method, right? So it's like a simple console app with C# or whatever. Yeah, there is also like a main method where everything starts, and it's kind of similar to this as well. So we have our ran app function. It's like a global function of Flutter that like runs the app, and then a our app is defined here. So our app is a class that we wrote here, right? And then we just yeah, just do some stuff, right? So for instance, let me actually okay, sorry, I'm thinking about the best way like to explain that. So Flutter uses so the reason why Flutter is convenient is because it's like a Lego. It's like Lego bricks, right? So you have different components so that Flutter provides to you, or you can build your own custom bricks, right? And then from those bricks, you like build different like projects, right? So in our case, it's app. So those bricks are called widgets, right? So you can see there are two types of widgets here, like even in this simple example. So the first one is stateless widget, and then there is a stateful widget. I will not explain, okay, I will briefly explain what those mean, but we will focus today just on stateless widgets because they're less complex. Um, so essentially, like a widget again is like just a piece of your application. So a widget, it can be something as simple as um, so let me show it to you, like where are you? Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to find something simple. So like for instance, app bar, right? App bar is its own widget, right? So and you can see like Firebase gives you a bunch of options that how you can customize this. Sorry, Firebase. Flutter gives you a bunch of options how you can customize this app bar. And then there are also widgets like text widget. There are like I don't know, like button widgets. I think it's called elevated button or something like this. There is image widget. So those are like default ones. And also there are, again, as I explained to you right now, there are like your custom widgets, right? The ones that you create. And like essentially almost everything on Flutter is a widget, right? So the default app is my app. And as you can see, it's also a widget, right? But it's a more complex widget. It's like a widget that's built uh, out of other default widgets, right? So is that clear, like this part, or you want me to? Yeah, just did anyone not understand that? Let's put it this way, or like, do you need any clarification before I move on? Um, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Essentially, that's kind of right. Um, so let's do the following now. I want to do a few things. Okay. Okay, I will go crazy and I will delete everything. I don't know how bad or good it will be for me. But yeah, essentially, um, if yeah, now it breaks just because we don't have this thing. Um, okay, I will use Git to help me just in case. So yeah, I deleted everything just so we can go over everything from scratch. So essentially, referral. Let's create a new widget, a new app, right? So we will call it referral tracker app. Okay. So and then so if you type STL, again, if you refer to the last session, I showed to you how which extensions you can use, like that help you like again smooth your development process with Flutter. Again, I installed like Android Studio. So again, if and with Android Studio and with the help of those extensions that we installed last time, um, this is what the help you get. So again, if I just type STL, you can see a stateless widget. So this is like the basic stateless widget. And if you, in our case, so you want to call it like referral tracker app. And yeah, I will delete this. We don't need this key. I will just, yeah, it's redundant for now. So let's just remove it. And then, so what we have is, let me see, material app. Yeah, so you can see that we are given like this build method. So a build method is essentially those that are like instructions for the widget, what it needs to do, right? And in this case, it just returns a container. So if I do this right now, I think our app will break. Yeah, you can see it even like says, yeah, removing the const. Yeah, okay, it will not do this. It's not ready yet. So again, it's not valid. What we do, so our app doesn't break when we run it, is there is a widget, again, we can call it this way, called Material App. So what Material App is essentially like, does it give any definition? At least one of home. So essentially, it's like the default. How would I describe that correctly? So it's like a template that Flutter gives you, and it has like again a lot of things in it, right? So it has text widgets, it has like buttons, it has everything already inside of this Material app. So I think it's it's a library. So you can see it's a package, essentially material.dart, and it's like imported here. So, and yeah, with the help of this material package, we get like a lot of components, a lot of widgets right away in our app, right? And we don't need to create them from scratch. So this is just like very convenient. So we create this material app. And then if you do like, you can see there are like a lot of parameters that then you can pass. What I will do, I will just see what we had like in the default app. So let me just see. So you can see that in Material app, we had like title. So title is like a similar, yeah, I hope I'm not mistaken right now. So essentially, it's like an HTML title, like that you have like on the page. So we can do like our own title and we'll like put referral tracker. And then let's just see what else it had like. Okay, this theme is optional, so just some a way how you can customize the theme of your app. And then we have another like I guess it's required like a required attribute. Essentially, you have home home attribute, yeah, whatever. So you need again you have this material app, and then you just pass like different data inside so it can be rendered correctly, right? So we pass the title and now we pass home. So in home itself, it will be a it will be like our the app itself, right? So essentially here we have okay, inside the scaffold, we specify what will be rendered on the page itself, right? So Material app helps us like customize themes. It helps us like in this case we specify the title, right? So it's again it will be like a web browser title. So it has nothing to do what's displayed inside the page. So for this we use scaffold, right? So scaffold it's something that will be built inside our web app, inside our app essentially. So, and you can see I put scaffold here and inside scaffold, let me see what they put there. So they use this. Okay, we will not go over here, there. So yeah, you can see they had like a scaffold here, and then they had app bar, and there they had a title with the text, and then they put some title there, and then they had body, and yeah, we'll probably will not do this. So what we will, so like basics, right? So let's do basics. So app bar, it just we put, we pass an app bar. So it's another like widget essentially. And then here we do like, we pass a title here. And inside this title, we again, this title is actually like something that will be displayed. So again, if I go like to our app, again, this is our app from the previous time. So it's deployed right now. And this is the title, right? There we're working on right now. And this is the app bar, right? And this is, if you take a look at the top of the tab, browser tab, it has like Flutter demo. So this was the material app title, right? So this is what's on the bookmark, or sorry, not bookmark, but like application tab, and this is what the title on the actual app bar will be. So we can give it like the same name. And sorry, in this case, so you see I just typed and it doesn't like that. So the argument type string cannot be assigned to a widget. So title, in this case, it must be a widget, right? So, and there is a text widget, so we just need to wrap it like this, and now it accepts it. Hopefully I did it right. Let me just double check that. Okay, and cool. So right now we have the app bar. So let me minimize it so it doesn't confuse us. And then we have body. So the body itself, it will be like this blank. Okay, let me open it somehow. Yeah, and the body itself is this white area, right? It's like where the content is. I believe there are like a lot of other things that you can add. So it's like either like footer or something. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how it's called, but again, if you look at all the parameters here, it's you can see that we can pass app bar, body, like different what else? Yeah, different animations, drawers. Then we can add like background. We can adjust background color of the app. Then yeah, like we can do a lot of things. But let's just focus on the basics right now. So, in the body itself is a let's in our case let's just try to make it a so it will be a container. Let's make it a container. So container, and then inside, I believe it accepts a child. Yeah, and then we will just put a blank text. Like we will put some text. So this is supposed or like this is app content or something like this, right? Okay. You can see that it gives us like a lot of suggestions here. So avoid unnecessary containers. Okay, it says that I do need a container. So probably okay. Let's just have text then. And let's put const. Okay, I'm just like probably running through this and not explaining everything properly. But essentially, like the reason why it suggested I don't need a container, probably you like understand that because I had only one text element inside, and like if I had like more stuff in this container, like for instance, I don't know what if I like added some padding for the container, or I added the color for the container, or I added something else. So like for instance, if I do like width, and then okay, and then I just put like a number for the width, right? Then will it still say sized box? Okay, now it gives me another suggestion. Okay, it just says that I use a lot of redundant elements, I guess. So let's just remove the container for now. And the reason why it says I need to put constants is just because there isn't anything inside this text widget that's that is changing, right? So there aren't any like changing elements, right? It's just static text. So that's why it like says I need a constant here. So what else? Use key. Okay. Okay. Now I'm just complaining that I didn't have this. Okay. I guess we can just keep it for now. It was there by default, so we can just have it here. Yeah. And now you can see that I don't have any complaints here. Let's see what we have. So if I run the app and I go here, okay, I hope it works. Crazy. In the meantime, any questions? I guess I will just I will redirect you to resource that I used for my own learning of Flutter. So there is like a good course that you can refer to. Yeah, cross fingers. Exactly. So okay, so what we are supposed to see, we should see the app title. Yeah, hallelujah. Okay, it's working. Crazy. So as you can see, we have this referral tracker. So if yeah, we have this title, right? So if I like change this and I just do like I add app here, and then I can just do Control R, I guess. So yeah, and you can see it updated, and now it's referral tracker app. So again, this is the title of the material app. And then inside the scaffold like specifies what's inside the actual web page. And you can see we have an app bar with the text of referral tracker, and we have the body with a text widget, and this is app content, right? So yeah, progress, exactly. So this is essentially like what it is. Um, so I guess this is like the basics. As you, yeah, probably as someone like already mentioned. So everything is a widget essentially. Flutter is operated like by widgets, and again, you can think of widgets as different like Lego bricks and different elements that you construct, and you can reuse them. So, for instance, like probably later we'll construct our own widgets that we will reuse multiple times, right? So, for instance, like one widget can be okay, where am I? Sorry, that's coding. If I go back to Figma, um, so you can see that, like for instance, each element, each item in the store, it will be its own widget, right? So we will later we will create like a custom widget that will have like an image, then it will have a title, it will have a button, it will have this line, it will have a price, and it will be its own widget, right? And as you can see, we will reuse this our custom widget in different areas of our app, right? So we will multiply those widgets but we will just pass like different data, right? Again, we will talk about like uh, how to pass like data to the widgets later, probably like in some future sessions. But yeah, essentially that's it. So the concept of widget, again, it can be either like the default one, as we just saw um, here. It can be just as simple as text widget, or it can be as complicated as the entire app, right? So that's essentially it for the widgets and like general app structure. Exactly, it's like putting together a puzzle. So the only, like, I guess it might be a little bit confusing. You can see there can be a crazy amount of nesting, right? So you can, as you can see, I'm nesting everything. So I have like inside of the material app, I have scaffold. Inside of the scaffold, I have app bar. Inside of app bar, I have text. So it can be like a little bit tricky, like to go around that. So that's why I use like in my ID, if I don't care about this element, I just minimize it, right? So this way I don't see like the entire thing. It's like easier for my eyes, I guess. And also, like usually you would extract like different widgets, your custom ones especially, into like separate files, right? So this is like what I hope to do like now. Okay. So any questions before I move on? So essentially what we did, cool. Yeah, I hope it's not too boring for people, and it's not for everyone who is experienced with it, like where at least you know those concepts. But yeah, and it's not too complicated for the beginners. So okay, let me. Cool. Yeah, thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. So yeah, we did. So number 3 is covered. Then our last item before the raffle prize is navigation to other screens in Flutter, right? So I actually wanted to like do this, but let's just go through the code because we will not have enough time for the navigation then. So essentially, you can see here that there is also like a stateless widget, right? Called my app. And then this is just an arrow syntax. It's like JavaScript kind of stuff. It's called arrow function, right? So you just, instead of having um, curly brackets, you have this arrow. And if it's a one-line function, right? Since it's only one line, you can simplify it to this. So in our case, if I go here, since it's just one line, I can convert it to arrow function, right? So I can just do this. And if I do this, so you see, it's also valid. It's also valid syntax, and we can keep it like this. So essentially, yeah, you can see that they also do the create a stateless widget with the app, and then they have a title. They have material app. They put the title of the browser tab, and then they have the scaffold itself. And inside of the scaffold, they also have an app bar and the body. But instead of the body being a text widget, they have an image, right? Actually, it's probably like very easy for us to try that as well. So if I just like copy that, I go here and I replace this with this. So now we should see the image there. So let me, yeah, while it's loading, a few like things. So probably you already like noticed every line essentially in Flutter ends with a comma, right? Or with a, if it's like the end of the entire statement, you see it's like the end of the return statement, and that's why we put the semicolon. But if it's just like part of the arguments, right? So again, you just pass everything, pass all the data, and you separate each item by comma. So yeah, let's go here. So yeah, you can see this is our app, and we have an image here. Yeah, so this is just as simple as that. Let me actually do commit. So let's just, okay, I will call it, I don't know, customize our Flutter, or remove, I don't know, remove clutter. Let's do this. So we just removed all of the default stuff. And as you can see, I committed. So again, I use IDE to help me do the commits, but essentially there's, if you're, I guess, on Windows, for the Android Studio, it would be Control K, and use a Mac, so it's Command K. And then if you want to do a commit on the command line, you just do git commit -m, right? And then you put a message here. Yeah, and then you just, sorry, you need to do git add first. So to add it to the staging area, and then you do git commit -m. Yeah, to simplify your life, just use IDE. I guess I still don't like, you probably need to do some research and like learn how to use the basic commands of Git, but yeah, you can totally use IDE for now. So then what I will do, I will push the code. So what it does, it like puts this code on the repository, right? So it's again some concepts that you need to learn. So push, it means like put the commits that I did locally and put them on GitHub, right? That's like stored on the internet, essentially on the cloud. So you can see I can see this commit here, and you can see that I did it today. So cool. Let's probably move on. So yeah, I also wanted like to take a look at this interactive example of the form with validation. It's probably something that we will need to work to do when we actually like implement those I don't know, username and then like registration form or whatever. So yeah, we will probably like refer to this, but let's skip it for now, again, because we just have limited time. Okay, and now let's see. There are again, I am taking all of this from this cookbook, and you can go to navigation, and yeah, there are like a lot of things. You can add animation when we switch between the screens, right? Or you can again do like a lot of stuff. But let's focus on the easiest things. So animate a widget. So navigate to and view screen and back. Navigate with named routes. So return data from a screen, send data. Okay, we don't care about all these. We just care about those two. So navigate to and use screen and back. and navigate with named routes. I actually want to cover this one today. Yeah, ideally, it would be in the in the ideal scenario, would cover both of them, but again, only 9 minutes left. Um, let's just briefly just cover those. So the first one, navigate to and use screen and back, right? So this one here. There are two ways in Flutter how you can implement navigation, right? So for instance, the first one, this is this. So navigate to and use screen and back. Essentially, you would usually do this if you have like a button or something. Or I guess, yeah, either way is fine. Both approaches are valid. It's like, I guess it's more up to you, right? It's more up to you. But I like the second variant that I will show to you. Because I feel it's more structured and it's easier to follow. But let's just briefly cover this one. So create two routes. So essentially, the first variation is to use a if I go here, so you see there's a button, and if I click on this button, it redirects me to a second page, right? So there is a second route, and if I and there is also a back button, right? So, and the way it's implemented, um, you can see that there are two widgets, right? So there is like the first route and there is the second route, right? So there, in our case, it's just it will be like different, um, I guess, um, different pages, right? I call them pages. So it will be like main page, and it will be like I don't know, store page, right? Or it can be like dashboard page and then a store page. And then when you click on this button, it would redirect you to somewhere, and again, the same thing. So the way they did it, it's so you can see they have, again, it's very similar structure to what we did. It's also a stateless widget, a build method. They have scaffold, they have web bar, they have body, but inside the body, it's a little bit different right here. So they have an elevated button. So elevated button, just this button. It's just a provided widget that we get by using this material library, material package. So, and then they put like text in here, so open route, and then on pressed, it's a handler, right? So when you press on this button, you this is what happens, right? So this is the one way of doing this. So um, it's again how they said navigate to new screen and back. So just using navigator class, navigator utility, you can call it whatever you want. So navigator has two methods. It has push and pop. So if you do navigator push, you just provide some context. So again, context it's given in the build method. So you just put like context, and then you just specify what page you want to go to. In this case, again, there is this given method, so material page route, and then you have like this a little bit crazy syntax, and then you just specify here what page you want to go to. So in our case, it's the second route, right? And it just redirects to this route. And then in here, so yeah, again, if I click on this code gets executed and I get redirected to the second route. And then in here, we have like similar thing, but with a go back button, right? So we have navigator pop. So pop, it means just go back to whatever page was there previously, right? So it's similar to this like back button here on Chrome, right? Or any other browser. So yeah, essentially with a pop, you can just go back. And this back button, it's provided by default, right? Since again, just Flutter does a lot of magic, and it's given to us by default. So this is one way how you can do that. And the other way is to have the actual routes, and you would have a list of routes, and then you just specify. So you kind of have the same syntax, right? Let me actually go here. So if I go, yeah, you see the functionality is exactly the same, but the I guess the way you implement it is a little bit different. So, okay, now I actually question, should I do it now? Or we probably should do it during the next session. We can just like continue from here. Yeah, you have it. Yeah, exactly. So let's probably finish like this. I guess, yeah, we'll continue with this navigation. I will just drop a form then. So where are you? Should go. Okay, so some suggestions, yeah, I will give to you. Yeah, sure. Just a second. I will provide the feedback form so you can just fill it out, and then I can answer all your questions. So just a second. Um, so forms, yeah, just go there, and yeah, it just has a few questions for you to answer, so you can see. So Konosuga email, student number, full name, and then just rate just how you joined the session and generally what I covered today. And I guess, yeah, and then what I will do, so if you have class right now, just fill out this form and don't worry. If you win, I will message you. Just leave your email, Konosuga email. Yeah, so I will just take all of the responses in that feedback form and put it in the like this wheel where it will spin and pick a random winner. Yeah, the prize is Amazon gift card. It will be like $20. I guess we'll do just the same thing as last time. So yeah, now to answer the question. So yeah, Jonathan, if you have a class now, yeah, feel free to leave. No pressure. Thank you for joining. Um, so yeah, I will just do like while you're filling out the form. Um, oh, okay, okay, perfect. Cool. While everyone is filling out the form, again, I will give you like I don't know, 3 minutes or something. I'll just answer all the questions. So what should we go over by ourselves for the next session? So essentially, I still like didn't cover like what PRs are, right? And how I just explained to you what forks are, right? So how you can fork a repository, but I didn't explain to you how you can actually uh, like work on that. What I and like create a PR. So what I would suggest you do, like if you already know what it is, it's great. But if you don't, then I will type that out. So the first thing is like learn basic Git commands, I guess. Um, so just learn what Git is, like why it is important, what Git and GitHub are generally. Actually, I created a workshop like last semester. It was like just introduction to Git. I'm not sure if it's the best, being completely honest. Maybe you can just like look for shorter videos on YouTube if it's more convenient for you, or yeah, you can just go back to that workshop as well. And then you can also learn, yeah, GitHub basics, I guess. Basics. Then the second will be just learn what is Git branch and PR PRs, I guess. Yeah, and then yeah, just so you again, I will go over those concepts probably early during the next session, but still, you can just research it and like get a general understanding. And then probably just play around with this cookbook and maybe look at the navigation specifically. Yeah, so I guess just to review navigation. Um, So review Flutter navigation, and I will just put those two things. Sorry. So specifically, I would suggest you just look at these. So navigate to and use screen and back, navigate with named routes. We will implement this with named routes just because, again, I think it's more readable and easier like to maintain in the future. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Cool. Let me. Yeah. So this is what I suggest you cover, and just generally like feel free to explore like different elements, right? And just like maybe again, if you want to try and implement like a simple form, yeah, go ahead and like try to play around with it. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Cool. Okay. So let me see. So I have 10 responses so far. Anyone who has not submitted a form yet, again, I can, it's just a few messages above. So if you, from me, so it's form, Google form. Yeah, I will give you like 2 minutes and then I will probably go from there. So yeah, in the meantime, any questions, anything you want to clarify? Okay. Yeah, this is what we'll do. Let me share the screen. Quick question unrelated to today's session. Will there be a Kanasaga meetup for the AI Dev Fest? So yeah, AI Dev Fest, it's something that, so I'm also involved with another community, and yeah, we are creating this Dev Fest. And Dev Fest, it will be just like an introduction to AI, like in generally like explain to beginners how AI is used in our day-to-day life. So we'll have like different, like we will have 5 or 6 or 7 even talks. I don't recall. Yeah, you can if you go to the event page again. I don't know how many of your I emailed a lot of IT faculty. And hopefully like they posted an announcement. I think we don't have tickets available anymore, but yeah, but it will be like streamed. So if you weren't able to like register for to attend in person, you will be able like to watch the talks. But I don't want to go along. I see. Like you mean I mean, there will be like 200 people there, so I'm not. I think you will not be alone, and we'll hopefully we'll have some networking, so you will be able to meet new people. so, will there be a group meeting together to attend? Yeah, yeah. So don't worry, you will. You will not. um, yeah, yeah, you can be friends. Like we can all be friends, I guess. So, okay, I didn't receive any other responses. I just see 10 people. It's okay. Let me just paste all of the names. Okay, I see one more. It just popped up. Okay. Oh no, it doesn't work. Well, okay. Okay, I see people are writing their submissions. Maybe okay if you were. See tickets on Eventbrite, general admission and tenure. Yeah, if the tickets are available, yeah, go ahead and purchase it. So yeah, just general admission. There was another like early bird one, but it was just for the people, for the people who bought the tickets the earliest. So the next time we see like an announcement like that, just make sure you go there right away and buy a ticket because it might be a little bit cheaper. So Yeah. Why it doesn't work? Okay, now I have no clue. Oh, maybe I can just do this. Okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay. Okay. Cool. So I have a problem with that. Okay, if I go to this Google account and then okay, give me a second. Sorry, I'm struggling with finding the submissions. Okay, I found them. Cool. Okay, I will copy and paste the names. I'll put them here. Is okay. I'm gonna try my screen actually. So sold out. Yeah, the tickets are sold out. At least the last time I looked at them, they were sold out. So yeah, it was pretty quick. It was just I don't know, a couple of days and they were gone. So yeah, again, no worries. Like if you can waitlist yourself if there is this option. If there isn't one, I will try to figure out how to. I will request to edit. Let's do this. And then again, if you didn't get a chance to buy a ticket, you will be able to watch the stream. Okay, so it's not. No, the tickets are paid. It's just a small fee because it's a 1 day event, so it's like full day from morning till night, essentially. So yeah, and we just want to make sure that people attend, and so that's why there is like this fee. Okay, I guess let's. If everyone's good, uh, no one is skipped, right? I assume everyone's good with this, so I will just spin the wheel. Again, the price is Amazon gift card $20, and the winner is Omar. I guess uh, you're uh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, I see you said. Yeah, I just copied all of the names from the feedback form. So that's yeah. Just make sure like next time to fill it out on time. So this way you don't get you're not skipped. But essentially, okay. So Omar, I will email you. Um, and I guess that's all I have. Yeah, if you have anything else, okay, let me stop the recording.